What if in 2022 Formula One drastically increased the budget of the sport and allowed each individual team to run 3 cars? Would we see the returns of veterans like Kevin Magnussen or Nico Hülkenberg, or will the teams take more of a younger approach? My name is Chris, welcome back to CF Racing, and enjoy the video. Hey everybody, what's going on? Chris or CF Racing here, and today everybody, we are talking about who I would put in every single Formula One team in 2022 if all teams allow 3 drivers. And I got inspiration from this video from Behind the Drive, which is another Formula One channel. Definitely go check him out, links in the description. Seems like a cool dude. I also want to say thank you guys once again for the support. I'm kind of saying this in every video now, but you guys are kind of insane. Like, the simulating my team career mode is now almost at 20,000 views, which is kind of nuts. Like, that's incredible. I don't know how you guys are doing that. I guess Formula One, once again, is a great market in Canada, apparently. So thank you guys for the support. Definitely more videos coming up soon. I got a week off of school next week, so stay tuned for another simulation. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Alright, for all you OCD people out there, let's start this in alphabetical order, because I'm sure that's what everybody likes to see. So the first team I am going to be talking about is Alfa Romeo. And once again, I said these are going to be based off of 2022 driver lineups that are kind of already confirmed, except one that I'll talk about a little bit later. So the 3 drivers that I have for Alfa Romeo are going to be Valtteri Bottas, Théo Pourchaire, and Guan Yu Zhou. There are other drivers in contention, obviously. There was Antonio Giovinazzi, who I actually just completely snubbed off this list. I feel like they're gonna replace Giovinazzi this year with Guan Yu Zhou anyway, unless Andretti buys a team. And then I think Alfa Romeo is gonna promote a junior driver if he gets enough super license points of Théo Pourchaire. Obviously, Valtteri Bottas is gonna be the team leader, and then these 2 young guns will kind of battle it out. I feel like Guan Yu Zhou may have the upper hand, considering Pourchaire is like 18 years old in the start, but the team's really going to be focused around Bottas for a little bit, and then in the future, they'll be around Théo Pourchaire. Guan Yu Zhou, I would say, will be there for the financial support, but he's also a very talented driver. He's currently 2nd in the F2 standings, so these are the 3 who I have for Alfa Romeo. In Alpha Tauri, I have Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, and Yuri Vips. I was also contemplating on adding Liam Lawson to the team, but I decided to go Yuri Vips because he's higher in the standings right now in F2, but you never know, it could be Liam. You can throw him in there, obviously, if you want. And I know he just got his heart broken in DTM, but yeah, F in the chat for Liam. So yeah, I have Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, and Yuri Vips. I feel like it's a good young team. Obviously, I don't think Pierre is going to be with the team for long, but those 2 drivers are both confirmed for next year as well, so I just needed to get one more driver, so I picked Yuri Vips. And next up, we have Alpine, and I am going to be choosing, obviously, Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon, and Oscar Piastri, who I think is going to win the Formula 2 championship this season. All 3 drivers, honestly, this could be one of the strongest pairings on the grid. Like, they're a good midfield team right now, but if the 2022 regulations go well for Alpine, like, don't be surprised if we have Alonso, Ocon, and even Oscar Piastri come up. Like, I mean, Piastri just straight up won F3 last year. He's winning F2 this year. Who knows? Maybe he'll win the F1 title next year. I doubt it, but it'd be really cool. So yeah, so these are the 3 drivers I have for Alpine. So yeah, we got Esteban Ocon, Fernando Alonso, and Oscar Piastri. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to like this one. We obviously got 2 fan favorites, and then we have Lance Stroll. This is Aston Martin, and I think this is actually one of the more stronger lineup pairings on the grid. We obviously have Sebastian Vettel as the team leader. We have the veteran presence of Nico Hülkenberg, who's criminally underrated. And then we also have Lance Stroll, the Canadian, who, one of my favorite drivers, clearly no bias because I'm Canadian or anything, obviously. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't really know what to say. This is a great driver pairing. I mean, we know Nico Hülkenberg, I believe, is he a test and reserve driver? Not really sure. I think he is. But, I mean, he replaced Stroll and Perez last year, so why not throw Nico Hülkenberg in Aston Martin green, because that would be something special. Look at him. Look at that picture. That Photoshop I did of his face on the car looks fantastic. I love it. Look at him looking off in the distance. He's like, oh yeah, I deserve to be here. We know you do, Nico. That's why we're putting you back in Formula One. And then we got Lance, obviously. Good young driver. I mean, really proved himself these last couple of years. And Sebastian Vettel, 4-time world champion. Like, Aston Martin, I would say, would be in good hands. Like, you'd be wrong if you said Aston Martin wasn't in good hands. Next up, we have Ferrari, and another very strong driver pairing in my opinion. So I have Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, who obviously are the Ferrari drivers, and then I have their test and reserve driver of Callum Ilott. I mean, it is a very big step to put Ilott into Ferrari, just like that. And I was really contemplating putting Antonio Giovinazzi there instead of Callum Ilott, and then maybe putting Ilott in Alfa Romeo or something. But I decided to put Ilott in Ferrari because he is a test and reserve driver and he knows the team very well. He's a very good young driver. I mean, I don't think he would perform as good as obviously Leclerc and Sainz in his first year, but who knows? He's a very good qualifier too. Got a lot of poles last year, so you never know. He could really outperform. And considering he knows the team well and everything, I would be completely fine with seeing Callum Ilott in Ferrari. But then you guys could also in the comments, if you want to debate me on why I should put Giovinazzi or maybe Mick Schumacher. I didn't put Mick because he's already has a contract with HAAS, so he'll be on the HAAS team. But yeah, Ferrari seems like a good team. They're clearly, Leclerc is going to win the championship in 2022 because, you know, I'm a biased Ferrari fan and all that. So Leclerc's definitely winning the championship. But, you know, Carlos Sainz, he can come a solid P2. And then Callum, you know what, come P4 or P5. You know, that'll be fine. So Ferrari could win the Constructors. Let's move on to the next team before I piss off some non-Ferrari fans. Speaking of Ferrari fans, we have the HAAS team. I decided to put 3 young drivers on this team. We have Mick Schumacher, obviously, Nikita Mazepin, obviously, and I went for a young driver of Robert Schwartzman, but there could be the case where you can maybe throw in Kevin Magnussen back in HAAS. You could even throw somebody like Roman Grosjean back in HAAS, even Antonio Giovinazzi back in HAAS. Like, I mean, Giovinazzi I think does deserve a seat, but I just don't think he's going to get one. I feel bad for saying that. But yeah, I threw 3 young drivers because HAAS is... honestly, in my opinion, it's just a development team. Like, let's be honest, HAAS is a development team. I mean, Mick is just there until he gets that Ferrari seat in a couple years. I don't really know what Mazepin's future is going to be. Maybe HAAS will take a major step up next year if they nail the regulations, and we can have like a Mick v Mazepin v, you know, in a title fight. I mean, who knows? Maybe Schwartzman will be in there. I mean, Schwartzman did do really well in F2 yesterday. I believe he beat Mazepin, so... yeah, and then obviously Mick won the title. But yeah, a really young team. I mean, HAAS just seems like a perfect place to throw in some young Ferrari drivers, apparently. So that's why I threw Schwartzman in there, but you can certainly make a case for a bunch of other drivers. Next up, we have McLaren, and this was kind of an interesting driver lineup. Like, obviously I put in Lando and Daniel because, you know, they're the 2 team leaders and all that, but then I threw in Pato O'Ward from IndyCar because there wasn't many McLaren drivers or anybody like kind of associated to McLaren who was really in the mix right now. I did think about throwing Stoffel Van Dorn in, but you might see him later on in this list, hint hint. But yeah, I threw in Pato O'Ward because his name actually was recently linked to F1 through IndyCar and all that. I don't think he'll get an F1 seat anytime soon. But hey, if a team like McLaren opens up 3 seats, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually gets a call up. Or I don't even know who that McLaren would put in, to be honest. Maybe they'll bring back Fernando Alonso or something, but who knows? We'll see. And just when I said I was talking about Stoffel Van Dorn, here we have the Mercedes driver lineup. And I think this is a very strong driver's lineup. We know that Mercedes is actually, I think they're dropping out of Formula E. So that leaves Stoffel Van Dorn and Nick de Vries out of a seat. And I decided to make Mercedes have Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, obviously, because they're the 2 drivers next year. And then we have Stoffel Van Dorn as the 3rd driver on this team. He is a very good driver. I mean, the guy won the F2 title. He got completely shafted by Fernando Alonso. He got destroyed by him. But, I mean, he is the reserve, I believe, test driver, something like that for Mercedes. So he knows the team. He competed and won, I believe, a Constructors' Championship with them in Formula E. So yeah, why not test him out, throw him back in Formula 1? I mean, I don't think they're going to throw somebody like Latifi in the Formula 1 seat. And Esteban Ocon has an Alpine drive. I mean, they could throw in Pascal Wehrlein back in Formula 1, but they dropped him a long time ago. So yeah, I'm going to throw in Stoffel Van Dorn. I realized that I made his head way too big in this Photoshop. It looked better on a smaller screen, but now that I pull up these pictures kind of big, it's kind of weird looking. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next team. And this next team, we have Red Bull, and this is the one exception that I have because we do know that Alexander Albon is going to be racing for Williams next season. But if Red Bull did open up another seat, it would obviously go to Alexander Albon. And he wouldn't be going to Williams. Let's be honest. He would not be going to Williams if there was a Red Bull seat. He's like solidified into that Red Bull team, and I just don't think there would be another Red Bull Academy driver but besides Pierre Gasly who is even ready for the step up. But I really don't think they want Gasly to get the seat. I was really contemplating it though, but I didn't do it. I was like, come on, let's put Danny Kvyat or Pierre Gasly in this Red Bull seat. But nah, I kept Albon there. And obviously he's beside Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez, you know, the two actual Formula One drivers for Red Bull. And I feel like this can be a very strong lineup. You can have the two support drivers of Albon and Perez, and then you obviously have the gifted godlike Max Verstappen dude. He's pretty good apparently. You know, he's leading the championship this year, and I really hope he'll win the title. But yeah, this is my Red Bull team, and I believe we're moving on to the last team right now in Williams. And I actually kind of created a spicy driver lineup, to say the least. I believe all three of these guys competed. No, they didn't compete in F2 together, but we have 2019 F2 champion and 2019 F2 runner-up. We have Nicholas Latifi, obviously team leader at Williams. Good for him getting that team leader role. Then we have Nick De Vries, who is 2019 F2 champion. And then we have Dan Ticktum, who is currently, what, P4, P5 in the F2 standings right now. And he did pretty good in his rookie season last year as well. I think right now, Williams, at this point, is going to be used as, once again, a development team for Mercedes. They don't really have any crazy good junior drivers in the works right now, so that's why I threw Dan Ticktum onto the team, because I'm sure you guys did not want to see Roy Nissany. I was really also contemplating on throwing Kevin Magnussen or even Danny Kvyat back in the mix instead of Dan Ticktum to kind of be that veteran presence for the team, and even Nico Hulkenberg. But I decided to throw Ticktum in there just to get a young, fresh face. And some people are going to be like, oh, but Dan Ticktum, I hate the guy. He stinks. Well, I mean, the kid's got talent. You can't say he doesn't got talent. So that's why I threw these guys in the mix. So guys, those are my opinions who I think will be the third driver on every single team if Formula One did open up a seat on every single other team. I also do want to say that I am planning on making a video where there are 12 teams in Formula One instead of 10. So let me know if you guys want something like that, because I think that'll be really cool. Making two different driver pairings, maybe talking about the team principle. I'm not going to be making a livery or anything because I'm not talented. I might just find something up like Google Images. But with that being said, everybody, I've been talking for like 12 minutes about this. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all so much for the support. And let me know if all these cars were equal, which team would win the Constructors' Championship. I'm going to go off on a limb here and say Ferrari because I'm biased. But you never know. It could be Mercedes, could be Red Bull, they have a strong pick, could be McLaren, could be Aston Martin with Nico Hulkenberg back. But yeah, with that being said, everybody, hope you all enjoyed and have a good day.